Hey everybody, welcome to Undercover Dumpster Fire. As you can tell, it's Undercover Dumpster Fire because we have an alarm going off in the background, which is what we do. We're doing a special episode. Special episode this time. As you can see, we're all together, which has been normal. Willie, of course, is enjoying me. He got to be around two cops. I can't tell you how much he's learned over the last 2 days.
I'm teaching him everything I know.
And we are filming outside. We are literally right on top of the Atlantic Ocean right here, so it's been pretty incredible. So without further ado, as always, we have firefighter, therapist, actor, everything under the sun. Billy.
Hey, what's happening from the Florida Keys? What's up?
And somehow Keto 5.0 ended up here. We're still working on that. Anybody on camera is thinking this, like, but I will say at least 15% of the time he's had a shirt, which I consider that person. What's going on, Eric?
Awesome, man. Hey, we're in marathon and we're not running a marathon yet.
Right. Yet? Whoa, we're not running a marathon. There's no reason to add yet to that.
That's right. Yeah, we're gonna do a Spartan though.
We are going to do a Spartan, so
You're up for it. It's up.
yeah, because we're going to be hitting everybody up for that. We want as many people there as possible and turn it into an incredible event. And along those lines, it kind of brings up this weekend. So we've actually been planning this for a long time. And the reason being is we want to take Undercover Dumpster Fire slash, and I'm going to let Willie get into all of that, whole organization around it, and 16 Step Productive. We want to take it to the next level. And we want to turn it into something pretty unbelievable, to be quite honest. And in order to do that, the three of us want to meet, game plan, strategize, and make sure, number one, we're all think that we're doing exactly what we think needs to be done in the best way we can actually help people. We've talked about it a million times about trying to get people to recover from trauma, deal with trauma appropriately, learn from, in my case, learn from my mistakes, but that and so, hats off to the firefighter.
Speaking of firefighter, has to go with the plant, you know?
Anyway, he has put a ton of work into this and developed. See, even nature's on my side. But he's put a lot of work into this, and I'm going to let him kind of explain where we want to go and what we're going to do. So, like I said, this is kind of a special episode. I apologize. We are pre-recording this, so this is not live anymore. However, I've already told him there are no retakes. When Eric says something stupid, he's just going to have to live with it. So that's kind of how
no edits. Yep, no edits. We'll comment live, so we're going to stream this live. You'll see it. If you're seeing it live, but we'll also be available for comments and posts. Yeah, so what we've been doing is planning, working out, building a system for people to essentially come home to themselves, especially after service. So military, fire, EMS, dispatch, people that have served them need a way to kind of return home, sometimes for the first time. And so I developed a system called Climb. And the first part of it is to connect, and that's to anchor something into the present. So you can use a lot of different things to anchor in the present. You can use your breath, you can use an object, you can use nature, you can use a lot of different things. We've been practicing a lot on it. Yeah. Hey,
why I'm sitting over here.
Yeah.
Why I'm sitting over here.
I'm between these two guys, but we've been practicing connecting. We have partners here, our spouses, most of them are here. Most of them.
Mine lives here, so that does bother me. The camera's here now too.
And ours have been here, so you can work with your partner to learn to connect. Not to rescue, but to be an anchor. That's part of it. Connect to God, connect to your spirituality, connect where you are currently today. That's the first part. So it goes 0 to 10, but I added 11 in there. Because whenever I ask somebody, how you doing? 0 to 10, 10 is great or worse, they always say 11. So 0 to 11, where are you? It's just a way to gauge that. Are you online? Are you present? How far away are you? Are you disassociated? Are you in the black? Are you just checked out, gone? Or are you here? So the first thing we do is connect, and then we leverage. So Climb is an acronym: connect, leverage, interrupt, move, and build. And so it's connect first, then we leverage whatever we have, including we been doing? What can we do where we're at to help us be present? So what are some of the things that you guys have done or we did in the last day or so?
Walk. We've done a lot of walking. We played in the ocean. I give permission if you can take his shirt off.
All of us had our shirts off at the same time. Pretty exciting stuff, you ladies out there.
Hey, and leveraging also means I believe that every person has some value of some sort, whether they realize it or not, and some people really screw that up. However, in this scenario, for us three, it's like, hey, what do you all bring to the table? Matt works out twice a day, and he's like a bulldog in that way, so why not leverage that or like invite him to share what he has? Eric is keto 5-0.
I eat twice a day.
And how can we not include, like these gems of people and what they bring? And when you put them together, and I'm bringing what I have. And so we leverage that.
It's not just good looks.
Hey, I'm smart too, or street smart. I don't know, both of them. And so being able to leverage what you have, because if you're a trauma survivor, you've been through hell and back. You know how chaos is. It can happen in a split second. You can be in the back of your car. You can be in your room trying to sleep. You could be at work. You could be trying to talk to somebody, and you're triggered. You're thinking about other things. So being able to leverage what you have is a really good thing. Just remember MacGyver, and if you're not old enough, you need to go look that up.
You still can watch it.
What is MacGyver? He actually created something out of nothing. And that's what we're talking about. Creating something out of nothing. Then you move into the interruptions, and these are the resets. It's all nervous system stuff. Body first. Knowing where you are, knowing that right now I'm not online. Actually, my brain is somewhere else. My body's here, and I just need to come back and just get present. So there are typically small things that you can do to bring yourself back online and interrupt that loop, that thinking, those thought patterns that we get stuck in. And what's your favorite? So my favorite, honestly, is cold plunge. If I am freaking out, if I can get myself, at least my face in cold water, it triggers the mammalian dive reflex, the nerves in your face. If they're exposed to water below 70 degrees, and we take a big deep breath, get a salad bowl, ice water, dunk your head, and take a big deep breath, it'll feel like every second is a minute, but it's actually 15 seconds, 30 seconds. Come back up for a breath of fresh air, and you can actually watch your heart rate drop, because it's a natural thing. Your brain goes, hey, you're in cold water, we need to slow everything down because we're not sure if you're going to breathe for very much longer, so it will slow your heart rate down. Test it. That's what I like, but we can't always do that. I don't always have ice, you know what I mean? So sometimes it's grabbing a cold water, putting it on my neck, it's dunking in the ocean because it is cold, the air, and using temperature a lot of times. What's some of your guys?
So what we talked about earlier, which I didn't think about,
That's spicy food.
yeah, because I like spicy food, so that's pretty good. Another one that's funny I brought up earlier. I have a dog, Piper, and she's not a registered therapy dog, but she's a therapy dog.
We're gonna make her a service dog.
But she can sense when I'm starting to spin, right? And she started licking my face, and that does it right there. Like, yeah, I don't know. She licks the forehead up.
And Matt does that when I start getting a little bit excited too.
Well,
He starts to lick my face, I push him off a little bit because I'm like, I'm okay, dude, I'm okay.
Well, you push me toward you. That's not off. That's
I pulled him right
not
out.
Braces the head.
You try to help some people, you're just not receptive.
Mine's actually going outside. It's not like vitamin D, just to hear it sound like spiritual waves, and, the trees and everything, and that's how I reset, and it's hard. Sometimes you're still angry about what's going on and pushing that point. But that old thing, take a couple of deep breaths and then kind of reevaluate why you're mad and get back here. Yeah, instead of back where you just were.
And go body first. We floated around yesterday, just hanging out, and that's the thing, like teaching your body to relax, teaching your body that it's okay, it's not happening anymore. It did happen, whatever it was. For me it's different. For you guys, we all have our injuries and stuff. They're usually in the past. So becoming more present is the opposite, if you ask me. And then also show yourself some compassion, and like slowing it down a bit. Like, hey man, my heart rate is way faster than it needs to be right now. And showing yourself some compassion, be like, hey, you're all right. It's all right.
Yeah, like my story this morning, get my heart rate up, thinking some guy's breaking in the car, and the guy works there. But I mean, I'm the one that's got to calm down, right? So I was able to use some of these techniques, the stuff these guys are talking about. And I've tried, but it's good to get a different perspective on what can work for other people and bring that into their life.
Yeah, along those lines, something to think about too. Willie was actually nice enough and brought us gifts. So did Q. I didn't bring anybody anything.
Hey, you brought yourself, man.
Actually, I got him lunch today.
That's true. Yep.
I got Q.
Cheese sticks, baby.
Anyway, he brought us a pen and just like a little notepad thing. But I think that's good to be able to write down different ideas. To always have new things to try, right? To bring you down to de-escalate yourself. Because you may find while one works for a certain time, and all of a sudden, oh crap, it's not working this time. Well, there's better ones in the bag of tricks. Law enforcement, we have many different things going on.
Yeah, so I gave him a space pen, which you can write underwater, you can write upside down, you can write in the rain, a little notepad.
And he pushed us underwater, made us write, so it worked.
I made them write a little ransom note. I'll pay you X amount, and then so I'll cash in later. But having things like that is leverage. So you might be randomly, in the middle of somewhere. I don't know. You don't have your phone, so now your phone can't be your thing that you use to anchor, which is not a good anchor anyway, because it's actually like time stuff. And so things that are present, things that are here, physical, are very helpful. Tactile, writing, sitting on the ground, taking your shoes off. The die-hard toe thing.
What's going on right now?
I'm birthday.
This isn't supposed to be contagious.
We're gonna do it.
Doesn't work for everybody.
So Matt doesn't like his feet, so don't look at his feet.
Wait, you said this thing cuts off before does it not? All right.
Yep.
Let's see my bullet wound.
I do actually.
I don't. I
See?
really hate feet. Yeah, everybody listening, you have no idea how much I hate.
But here's the thing: if you're stressing and the breathing's not working, the water's not enough, and you're in your head, taking your shoes off, getting your feet flat on the floor, find some grass, find some water, find some sand, run your feet through it. If it's the carpet, if you have a towel, lay it out in front of you, and you can scrunch it with your toes. Get back present, get back in your body. Go body first, and then once your body's relaxed, once your body's calm and present, then you can do all the creative stuff. You can think through things, you can sort stuff out, but you're anchored into the present. You're here. And that's where we process. That's where we heal when we're present. And so that means also you have to have ways to interrupt breathe, ways to interrupt anger, ways to interrupt all the triggers, and ways to communicate. So you build things. I'd argue the next, if that's not enough, you got to start moving. That's the aim and the climb. Interrupt, but then you also can move. Movement is medicine. We have to move. If you stop moving, you're done. Your body starts shutting down. You just turn on the TV and just don't know. 5 years after retirement, me intended to move. And, it doesn't have to be that way. So you have to move. I'm not talking just working out. We went for a walk. We floated in the ocean. Nothing crazy. Sorry, I'm getting all
Spread down. It's fire.
I'm moving.
This is what firefighters literally.
I feel like I'm in a fire truck.
We're hugging it out, man. But hey, sometimes physical. We talk about having our wives because we're all here. And if you talk about having them, sometimes my wife will, run her fingers on my arm or on my neck, and it's just enough to bring me back online.
He didn't say around his neck. I can clarify.
I prefer the thigh, actually.
Yeah, that's after. There's timing involved with all this. So it's like you're in the day with kids. It's
We just lost our PG.
We went back to Shadow Man. So here's the thing: if you start moving, you start realizing I'm walking, I'm maybe dancing. Actually, my wife, she's here. She can't see it right now, but I had her teach me a two-step. I don't remember it, so don't ask me to do it right now. But the point is, why I don't remember it is because I think too much. In my head, I'm thinking about that step, and this step, and doing the other, and then I get it all messed up. And with dancing, you gotta just do it. You have to move. You have to feel it. And this is really hard for first responders because we are all in our head about a lot of things. So being able to move is really key. And shaking, the idea of shaking off some of the stress. Was that you that was watching the animals? Who was watching animals that watched being chased?
Yes.
That was you.
Oh, yeah.
That's my algorithm on Instagram now. Animals
You
getting
ruined my
murdered.
day with the tire. Can you believe that?
Oh, the baby tiger.
You could have changed the ending.
Crocodiles are ruthless.
So you were watching crocodiles chasing different animals?
Yeah, just munching.
They're munching.
Yeah.
So the strange thing is the animals will shake off stress after escaping so they can come back to being present so that they can survive. Humans, not so much. We hold on to it and we just carry it with us. So moving also helps move that through your body also to get rid of what your body remembers. Because I'll just tell you a quick story. It's not going to be long with it. I had a shooting, a cop who was involved in a mass shooting. And every time we would get around the shooting topic in counseling, he would start grabbing in the chair, grabbing for his sidearm, and it was just an automatic thing. And I've seen that where people in car crashes, they'll do this, because that's what happened. You crashed and you tensed and tightened up. So part of that movement is to figure out where are you tight, where are you tense, where are you locked up? Is it your stomach? Because even with eating, even sitting down and feet flat on the floor having one meal where I'm present and I breathe and I chew food and I'm not just looking everywhere, I'm just eating, I'm present, I'm using mindfulness, like that's an actual, it's kind of a static thing, but we're moving our diaphragm during food intake. That's something to add, but when we add these things together, we add strength, we add food, and kind of this body first mentality. We do need to talk about the right food. You want to
One of the big things I push is watching your inflammation in your diet because that's going to affect your brain, it's going to affect your other organs, it's going to affect your overall metabolic system. So if you're inflamed, your body's not going to operate right, so it's going to cut corners. And a lot of that's going to be in your brain. So I notice when you do eat real food, doesn't have to be carnivore, but when I say keto and I go by keto, it's pretty much just meat, vegetables, and a little bit of fruit. And it's meal timing, and it's not overeating the bad stuff, right? You can sample a little wine, a little glass of beer now and then. It's just overconsumption on a lot of these products. It's really bad for you, especially for us 40, 50 years of doing it. By the time we're at the point where we're looking at crisis and things in our brain, we've never really thought about our diet. But it really does make a huge. I mean, we see it with our kids. When they get hangry, they have reactions. I mean, we're the same way. We have a friend that needs something because he's a bitch. Like, come on,
just sit down and eat some meat.
So yeah, you gotta eat clean food. It'll help your body regulate itself and concentrate on preparing the issues that need to be prepared. Oh, they don't like that. Must be Burger King or McDonald's.
Fans, I'm telling
Hey,
you.
paparazzi.
By the way, did you say glass in here?
Don't drink nice. He goes to the bar.
Well, he's in the Keys right now, so he's used to just getting a little bag around his
I didn't know you could get PBR in a glass, alright?
And then talk, Matt, about strength. What do you do physically when you're moving? Because we see him with his shirt up all the time. Yeah. And he's running up and down the stairs, and he's doing all kinds of stuff.
Did you see my dance? That was last video. Was pretty good. I timed that dance.
I gotta get out of that video. I'm like, all right, man, I like it. Later. I'm out.
I like it, but now I can't.
I don't know what's coming next. I just don't want to see you with some weird look on your face, like an acting room look, and then I don't think it's.
So why'd you put it as the backdrop in your phone?
I know.
So I mean, everybody's got to tune into themselves for working out. I'm a big believer in that. Depending on where you are in your life, depending on your circumstances, and depending on what, like, working out should. I'm not saying not to work out, but it should challenge you. But at the same time, not hurt you. But something that you want to get back to. like if you finish every workout an hour later, like you're already dreading tomorrow workout, then it's not gonna work. It's not gonna last. Like my workouts are designed specifically for me, and I do a lot of consider CrossFit type workouts, and it's always different because my brain is relieved. If I did a strictly traditional weightlifting routine, I would fail out because I get bored and it wouldn't do exactly. Like I can literally say every single day, like we're finished tonight. I'm gonna go home and I already know. I'm set about what I planned for tonight. Like the front machine, 1 minute spurts, then stairs, the bag, 1 minute spurts, and then bag, 1 minute spurts. And so I get something else home. So I would challenge everybody. That's what you're gonna do. There's gonna be something physical that you enjoy. It may be like this, where we're at right now. There's a nice view, walking through the woods and stuff like that. If you would look forward to doing that every day, then that's your thing to at least start out with. Get out there and walk and push yourself. That's how you can challenge yourself. Like you can walk faster speeds. You can maybe have a little climb, maybe have little stairs involved, and change your pace and distance. Right? Maybe the first time half a mile, second time, third time, a week later, a mile. And challenge yourself that way to keep it progressing. You've got to do workouts that you have to do, and it has to be something that you're being honest with yourself and true to yourself.
Yeah, and leverage it, using what you have. You know, if you don't have a smartwatch or something, all right. If you do, use it. If you have a smart ring or a way to measure this stuff, and a phone that can track your steps. I mean, passive, even just knowing where are you. That's the first part. That's the C. That's the connect. Where are you? And if you haven't moved in a long time, like start with steps. Start with just tracking them. See how many steps you get in a day, and then 1%. More.
And if you don't have, if you don't have any of that stuff, pick a distance, right? Going from your house, let's see, my house, 300 yards away or whatever is a stop sign. I'm going to go to that stop sign and back. Technology can be great. I mean, I'm not going to lie, I like going to but you don't.
Yeah, think primal. What do you do here for moving? I've seen you do handstands.
Yeah, I got into, I don't lift the heavy stuff. Like when I was 250 pounds, I was lifting like I was 250 pounds. And then once I lost the weight, I got more of my natural body. 180, 170, so I started doing more stuff. I could do pull-ups, handstands, headstands, a lot more calisthenics type of stuff that I couldn't do before because I was too big. My balance, I wasn't even. Now I'm more even. I'm able to work on my core more. So now I have this, like you're talking about hitting the punching bag, and I'm like thinking about not only hitting the fucking punching bag, but you know what I'll do? I'll do some freaking handstand. So I found something that's like my little niche.
Well, that's a balance.
And it's a balance thing that I never had a strong core in my life because I was back before that was a heavy set. My core was always bad, and now I'm actually able to see it, feel it more. So that's my new challenge. I've lifted plenty of weights. I should be the size of Arnold by now. But I didn't do any extra chemicals, and I didn't know everything else about diet and all that.
I did have a question with the handstands. So we actually have to watch it. And is it true that you embarrass your kid pretty bad? Like you can do 3 seconds. Well, how long do your kids do it for?
Yeah, but they're 15 to 20 to 30 seconds. My record is 13 seconds. But now this is off topic, but I do have something called Viking's disease, which is Dupuytren's, which causes your hands to slowly. It's a Viking's curse, right? So I can't do flat exercises, and that was frustrating to me because I have to go for a procedure and they cut into your palm. It's a nightmare. So I found those bars, and they actually turned out to be something I can do because I can hold. I'm pretty strong with my grip, and that helped me.
That's leverage.
Yeah. So that was a big change for me to be able to find another tool that worked with my disability. Not disability, but if you got a bad knee, you can't do everything everyone else can. You got to find what works for you.
It's true. You got to adapt. Yeah. And if you wait for a perfect day, it'll never happen. So you have to do what you got to have available.
Push up like I can't do push up like this. I can push up like. I feel something.
Well, and I don't want to make it sound like it's all strength or it can be balanced. Like people that practice yoga, doing tactical stretching.
DUI, roadside walk, passo.
Yeah, practice the DUI walk.
That's hard.
A joke, but it's actually a not a bad thing because it's gonna
Go really slow, you'll work your core.
Hey, we got a new workout. It's
You
called prevention.
We'll call it the checkpoint.
Checkpoint. Yeah, it's good. But if you were into like martial arts, or you're into, I use qigong as a physical meditation, tai chi, or just find your own, figure out your own kind of flow. If you ever get into more of this kind of work, you do get into the building phase. And that's where we're actually at today, in the last phase of this. So you connect, leverage what you have, you interrupt, move as much as you need to, and then you build. And I'd argue building is where you live on purpose. So like what you were talking about the workout, knowing what you're going to do later. And then if you heard him, he said he was excited about it. So he knew he knows what he's doing, and he knows why he's doing it, and then he's excited about it. So oftentimes people just want things they're excited about, but they don't do that work to set it up. And you decide you're going to do this and why I'm going to do this. And then it comes with this excitement. Like, hey, I get to do this thing that I made. And
You got to organize. You got to plan.
Yeah.
You got to have a plan. You got to have a schedule.
That's one thing. Like, I like you gotta challenge yourself because I get this all the time, and I get frustrated sometimes because obviously, as you know, besides doing this, I've gotten into acting, and people say, well, you have all the time in the world, and that's why you get these workouts. That's so far from the truth. It's unreal. My day is usually about a 16-hour day. In order for me to make sure I have a workout in that day, getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning. And I would literally make sure the day before I know when I'm going to work out, whether it's 4 o'clock in the morning or in the afternoon or in the evening. You've got to make it a non-negotiable. Like, you can always, I promise you, if you want, you can have an excuse every single day. Super easy. It's not hard to do. But you can give yourself, in reality, 1 month of saying, all right, this is a non-negotiable. I am going to work out, whether it's just going for a walk, whatever, not strength, some type of movement. Yeah, let's not say workout. Let's get rid of the word workout.
Yeah,
let's just say some type of movement. Yeah. And you discipline yourself for 31 days. I hate using the word discipline because people do not.
Yeah,
challenge yourself.
Discipline. Let's see if they do not. No, come back.
Probably shadow banned for that one.
Yeah, they're like, you can't say that. You said it 10 times.
But just 31 days, and then I can be willing to bet these routines that it's going to be the exact opposite. Where you need it, like you don't feel right if you don't do it. I'm on my 44th day where I haven't missed one day. And it's funny because I feel
Go off.
like if I don't have it, like it is. And I mean, I couldn't tell you since March of 2023, there has never been a day where I've gone 2 days in a row.
Yeah, I've moved every day.
Yeah,
I haven't done a workout every day like that. That's great. You're living on purpose. And then I'm going to ask you that. Will you mind sharing a little bit about why there's so much purpose in what you and your wife do with your kids and
I was going to mention about suffering from the Lyme disease and also his son, my son, how really looking at it and also how it affected me around. And I couldn't do some of the stuff that I was used to doing, whether it was squats, running. So I'm like, all right, I still got to move, right? Well, I can swim, I can jump in the local water, or I can still do meditation stuff like stretching, and I could walk, but I couldn't run and put a lot of weight on my feet, so I'd have to do something. I still have to move. I didn't just stay, and I can still do push-ups, I can still do handstand, land on the other. I still went out there and played hurt. I wasn't injured. Kind of through a But with my kids, were you gonna talk about diet, or were you gonna ask me?
Yeah, no, I think you guys have a system, the way that you live.
Yeah.
And I feel like you built it.
We got a system, man.
You built it though. You're doing a lot of what we're talking about, and that's the thing I've noticed the people that I introduce climb to. They're like, hey, I already kind of do this. It just wasn't in this order. It was
Right.
It was backwards. It was like I tried to think my way through things, and then I was trying to work through my body, and then it's just body first. You guys are doing that, taking care of your body with food and how you live. In terms of your education for your kids.
Yeah, full-time RV.
I do want to interrupt because I wanted on record when he looked over his wife. That we have a system. It was clear she has a system. He's allowed to tag along.
I am the driver, the mule.
Yeah. But yeah, you guys live with a lot of purpose, man.
Yeah.
I feel like you're teaching your son, like the way you talk about your son and your kids, and just how you're passing along legacy, which is the other really cool thing that happens when you build legacy, your story.
The biggest thing I learned is being present. Like my wife used to say, even when I was home the first couple of years, retired, I was still drinking. And coming up 2 years Labor Day since I gave up the bottle, and she's talking about me being present, like actually being in the room, being part of conversations. Like, and I used to escape a lot, even if I was around by later today, I'm getting checked out. You know, and now I'm here and I'm involved in conversations. Sometimes I'll just tuck the kids in for bed. Not that I do it every time because they're used to mom doing it, you know, stuff like that. But you're right. You're now more active in your life. I'm trying to be a better dad than my father was, to be fully present with my parents because they weren't allowed in that situation to be just be present because they're too busy hustling. They're working. You're working like most of you guys. Hustle.
Yeah, so building legacy. It looks like the other day when I had my kids in Florida, I had never swam out 200 yards, which is usually the second buoy. It's 200 yards. You're not supposed to drive a boat within 200 yards of the shore, so that would put a buoy 200 yards down. So it's always been a challenge in my head to swim out in the middle of the ocean. And so what happened last week? My feet were still burned. They're better now, but they were burned on the bottom because I was walking around. It's too hot, and I burnt them. I don't know. It's a long story. We've been dealing with it.
Firefighter burning something. Anybody else surprised?
And I didn't even realize it. That's the thing. I just went that way for a week, and then I went for a run and realized, oh dang, I burned my feet. And so a month later, I'm with my kids, and they're not totally healed, so I can't like walk around. All I can do is just swim around in the ocean. Yeah, and so then I put flippers on. I grabbed a boogie board, put the youngest son on the boogie board. All the other kids grabbed a hole, and then I swam all the way out, just flipping, because that's what I can do. And I went out there and got a video to prove it, you know, and then came back. And so that's
claims he has a video. None of us have seen it yet.
Yeah, it hasn't gone live. I actually I'm like this is a 6-month commitment to not be on social media. And I show up every once in a while. Besides this, but I have been taking that time off every single day, and I create something for myself, whatever that is. And it's not being selfish, it's just self-care. And it's also realizing, like, I have a lot of stories to tell. I have a lot of things I want to do. I'd rather actually create them myself. Then I'm getting booked on TV stuff every day, commercials. Why not just do it myself? That's the firefighter way. So that's part of what we're doing here is we are creating things. We're creating a system. We talked about creating, we're building bonds here. We went for a walk. This is the first time we've ever been together, all three together at the same time, the same place. And we hope to do more of that and invite you all to come and spend a weekend. And we'll go through some of this stuff. It's very low-key, but also spot on. And
it'll all be stuff you can take home.
Yep. Skills, strategies, body first. This is peer support, so peer-led interventions, in my opinion, are the best for first responders. First responders are talking to other first responders, and they have the support of a clinician. They have the support of a physician if they need one. And but peer first, body first, and then you're able to create. And that's what I realized. Actually, this whole program came because I was getting all locked up. I'd show up on camera, and all I could see was just trauma reactions and stress. And I had to have a way to kind of clear out that interference. And so I had to start moving and start building something, some way to do it. And so now what I want to do is offer that to other first responders and military folks. We have some drone operators that have offered to do action shots for us. And we have a TV show that we're working on called Roll Call, which will be a comedy. Because that's the thread that holds us all together. It's just make us laugh, but also there's some realism, some real stories that need to be told, and you guys also need to see some of this as an example. Like if you didn't have an example, like none of us really did, about how to take care of yourself, we need to see it. And what better way to do than media to do that?
And a little plug, sort of, not this one. But if you are a former or current first responder, you have to check when you're allowed to and then military, and interested in either acting or just the camera side, or what do we call it? Just like I call it the industry, but I don't know.
Yeah, the crew side of
The
things.
entertainment industry, just being involved in a TV show or a film in any sort of way. Reach out to us, because that's what our goal is going to be, is to use any, and I don't care if you don't have any experience acting or anything like that. Number one, we'll teach you exactly, and help work you through the process and do all that. But
Tell your story in a way, or be a narrator, be a voiceover person, be a camera operator, be somebody who helps organize logistics. My goodness, there's a TV show, there's a billion things going on all at once, like an orchestra. So we need people who are very organized and calm-headed, and just want to be able to promote resilience, because that's what it's really all about. We already know the negative side of the story. We know cops and fire and EMS and the military commit suicide every day, basically. The military, even worse. There's just so much more of that. And 22 at least a day. And every client that I have has been suicidal in the last year. So
I'm worried that law enforcement's hiring.
It probably is. We don't have a big system to track all this stuff that's not biased. Same with fire.
When we die, it just goes down as heart disease, cancer, natural causes, and never goes back to actual police.
Yeah, and there's a lot of newer research coming out about using your body to regulate and to discharge what happened. Your body remembers, so we have to teach your body. So that's what we're trying to do. Teach your body how to relax, regulate. I call it reset. It's like a nervous system reset. The old school Nintendos or Atari, where you can just go on there and hit the reset button and it'll, hopefully come back.
So you made me look really bad there that you went to the reset button, and I'm immediately blowing.
Blowing on an 8-track. But no, but I think you guys get what I'm saying, though. Sometimes you need to come back online, and it just takes a few things, less talking. I don't have words when I'm stressed. I'm in fight, flight, or freeze, and I'm stuck on fight, and the last thing I can do is sit there and have a conversation. It's very simple stuff. It can even be a look that we practice with your partner, or anchoring into your breath, being able to kind of center yourself and get back online. And then that comes up in acting. People will get on camera and lock all up. You get interference. And so what we're trying to do is build this program, and it's really a lifestyle. I mean, these guys are already living pieces of it, and we're just adding some structure to it. And so building processes and protocols is part of it. Building rituals is part of it. There's the one that I'll tell you. You guys will appreciate this, because if you've been watching this show, you remember Matt said he could not go to the grocery store yet. So yesterday, I looked at Eric when Matt went to the grocery store to go get, what did you go get? Lighter fluid?
Apparently this was all just planned out, I think.
Yeah. I was starting a fire for cooked barbecue.
The firefighter was starting a fire and couldn't start.
It did start. It was just raw wood and then paper, like the old school way. And then I was like, all right, I guess I need some lighter fluid. So he was like, I'll go to the store. And I was like, oh, cool. We'll go to the store. He doesn't realize he told me that 3 weeks ago. He's going to go to the store, but he's got a mission now. He's got a reason.
I went to the store twice.
Twice.
When I went for him, it actually wasn't
right
bad. I did not do as well. So I'm away. It was so freaking crowded.
There's too many people. But if you have a mission and you know why you're going there, and you just go in and get out, and then all right, cool. If you don't know why you're going there, or if you don't really have a strong enough kind of grasp, like you just go in to get some milk, you can get milk tomorrow, that kind of thing.
You can get milk tomorrow.
Yeah, you're gonna get milk tomorrow, But he needed to go get it for us because we were cooking food, and so he was willing to do that. So mission first. That's part of those building little processes, building protocols, building procedures, building rituals, if you will, especially for things like sleep. We just talked about that. Building a ritual for sleep, and it's really, sleep is a major deal. Do you guys mind sharing, just because it's such a topic, about what helps with your sleep, what gets you to be able to sleep okay, where you're at?
I mean, mine was huge because I wasn't sleeping at all. I brought this up before. I went 10 years, sleeping about a half an hour a night. And that's what almost killed me. But anyway, so learning to be able to sleep, I now have a very set sleeping ritual when I sleep better than I have my entire life probably. I do use things like natural. I will not use any of the prescription things, but like melatonin. I can't remember the name of the one. Whatever.
Elderberry.
Elderberry is one, but that's actually vitamins.
Oh, yeah.
One that's specific for sleep. That's really good. But so I use a couple of natural things that way.
Magnesium?
I do use
Yeah.
magnesium. Yep. And then I can't have it quiet. There has to be noise or I'm in trouble. And I use it's 432 megahertz, 432. If you got Spotify, I'm sure I'm passing but there's different flavors.
interweb somewhere.
Just made me sound old. Did a pretty good job myself.
Hey, you know, this is advanced shit. Yeah, sorry, now we're shadow man. Sorry, but you know, he's 432 megahertz. This is a sound wave.
Exactly. And a lot of people are, oh, that's so stupid. Yeah, try it and tell me. And I can actually back it up with evidence because I have a sleep app, and I can show you my sleep when I have that and my sleep when I don't have it, and you see pretty decent. They have everything from like classical music under the 432, sleep waves to Gregorian chants. I'll use it all.
Yeah, that's cool.
Because it started, like, you want to know how crazy it is? I'll tell you how crazy it is. Like, it started when I wasn't sleeping, trying different things. Like, I would go under a window to try to sleep there because I did that when I was undercover in my apartment, where if I knew somebody was going to come and shoot through the window, do a drive-by, anything like that, the safest place I could be is right under the window because they're going to be fire. That, when I was in the house, I found the biggest thing that was gunshots. I would literally play gunshots in order to get me to the place where I would fall asleep. And obviously it was intense, lots of sense, but it's the chaos would actually help my brain. And my brain, I've been able to adjust my brain to the other things.
As you build a little process, you're experimenting, you're trialing things, you're trying to figure out what makes your body relax. You know, what about you, Eric?
I do a cup of coffee at about 7 o'clock at night, and I will mix a little CBD or Rastafari lifestyle into my life, and that winds me down.
Shadow banking.
Yeah, Rastafari
Use
can't
the
say
code
Rast-
word.
The Reagan uses it. And and I just chill, and I wind down naturally. You know, I'm not going to bed with a buzz. I mean, I have to say, it's been the last 2 years. It's the first time that I don't go to bed consistently with a buzz. Because that's how I would fall asleep before drinking. So now, it's kind of like, oh, I'm going to bed sober. I wake up sober. I'm not in trouble. I'm not thinking about what I said the night before when the wife's mad at me. I'm like, oh man, what did I do? Now I'm like, hey, it's the same as yesterday.
Yeah.
Just so you know,
Continue.
too, there are a ton of studies out there. You can look them up. Because a lot of people think that, oh, I got better sleep when I'm drunk and I passed out. The sleep is horrible for your body. Like, your brain is not calming down. Yeah, it's not good sleep at all. Sure. There's a ton of studies out there on that. A lot of benefits.
Yeah, and then if you're a creator or you're an actor, a performer, we have people that have written books, they're writing poetry, they're creating art, they have podcasts, they have video games, reels. Like, when you create from a place when your body is at peace and you're just present. Because that's actually when you're authentic also. You're just yourself. You're in your point of view. You're not a medium shot, wide shot, way the heck out there looking, living that way where you're just totally disconnected from what's going on. You're just point of view, you're present, you're aware, reacting in real time. You tap into that younger version of you that's always been there, that gets excited about, random little things like geckos doing push-ups. That's what I love about Florida. Every once in a while, I'll be in my head, I'll look over and I'll see a little gecko like,
You had a tribal tattoo. You got some guns, man.
yeah, he's like working out with curly tail.
We're just a little bit jealous because I watched the guy go out to him. They got down and started going with him. That guy go laughed at him. It was,
Yeah. But I mean, I saw a pelican today, drop down and get some fish, and stuff like that just reminds me, like, hey, look where you are. Like, where are you right now? Look, don't forget that. And yeah, you've been through hell, you've been through chaos, you've been through the fire, you've been through bullets, you've been undercover, but that's not where you are now. Like, we're here now. And that's what this kind of process is to show up here. That's what every person on set wants you to do. They want you to show up and just be present. present. And then if you have lines and all that, they want you to embody that character and actually act like that person, think like that person, move like that person. And you can't do that if you're in the way. If you have interference, if you have anxiety, if you're stressing, if you have grief going on, and you have reactions going on. And that's why I realized I need to like take time out. I need to work on this physical stuff because that's what's happening. It's getting all jammed up. So long story short, I'd like to kind of summarize this climb program. It's connect, leverage, interrupt, move, and build. And it's in that order.
In a house, let's do it.
And we're doing it right now.
Yeah.
That's what this weekend is about, you know. So what do you guys want to say to anybody that's listening to this?
I would say if you're interested in participating in something like this, a climb protocol or something where you're going to learn how to calm your central nervous system down, maybe bond with your wife or significant other that's been years that's maybe really had this chance to slow life down. Because my wife and I were able to reset this weekend. Just even visiting you guys, no kids, they were just able to just, oh my God, I really do like you, you know?
Yeah.
But it's been
It's not what you told me off camera.
But it's getting together with other first responders and hearing their stories, knowing you're not alone, and that we're all a little messed up in a weird, funny way. And it is a bond that we'll have for life. And I can call these guys I know in a week, and if I was in a situation, they would be there, and that's what will happen. You have a whole house full of people and connections that'll build from there.
Exactly. That's great.
Before you got to
I'll be in Alabama in a week, but
We can get to Alabama.
but we are connected across the country, right?
We
I'm
are.
sure you know somebody in
Yeah.
Birmingham. I know somebody. You know.
I'm in Colorado every other weekend, so we're spanning a lot of space.
If you can't do the water, we can do the mountains.
We are going to do the mountains next summer. Yeah, totally. I've already been scouting it. We're climbing Challenger Point. It's 14,000 foot mountain. It's one of the 14ers. I've already been up there. My wife was up there with me, and it's what the practice is named after. Challenger Point. It's named after that. There's too many named afters right now, but that mountain was also named after a tragedy, the Challenger space shuttle that blew up. And that was the very first televised live event that I watched. It was in the gym, and I'd never seen anything like that. We had a black and white TV at home, and that tells you how old I am. But I was at school and watching the Challenger.
I was in driver's
explode.
ed class.
Yeah, these guys
There's
are
a whole
older.
lot.
I'm the baby. I'm the baby. But the idea is like this is, you know, we're actually building something.
I am the old
got
man. I'm the old man of the show. The beard.
Well, then he's chief. Then you know, he's got
Yeah.
seniority got going on. But if you want to do this kind of stuff, I'm planning one in Colorado next year. We'll do mountains. We'll do full plunges. There's a river there. Arkansas River goes through there, which starts way up in Leadville. Starts as a little stream and then roars through the Royal Gorge. And the Royal Gorge is a huge suspension bridge across it. You can take cable cars across. There's a lot of really fun stuff. Hot springs that don't smell like sulfur. And you know, and just being able to use the environment to connect, to build bonds, to take a little journey, calling it Odyssey. Those are a little bit more intense, a little more involved because you're traveling. But the idea is that we'll start here and we'll just keep building and keep inviting. And if you're interested in this, then send us some messages. Let's figure it out.
Just to sum up what they said,
Long-winded Willie.
Yeah.
also, if you want to be a guest, right? If you want to come on, calling it a podcast, not podcast. We're not on Spotify, any of that. You know, the video we do live, and that's today. But anyway, if you want to go on that, please reach out. So we can get you hooked up. And then also, they talked about like we're gonna have our goal is to be able to do these houses or retreats for everybody to kind of reset. But if you're part of a group or like a fire station or something like that, and you think, hey man, we can't do something like that, but as a group in the firehouse, we could really use something like this to kind of help us in the future. Definitely reach out and we'll figure out a way to get you taken care of.
Yeah, even in a day we can do a lot. A lot of this stuff you already know, it's just in the wrong order.
Yeah.
Firefighters are taught to hum while you're on air, and you have positive pressure. So all you have to do is open your mouth, and the air, you know, is forced into your lungs. So you just open your mouth. When you exhale, you hum. You know, try to get that, like, control your breath in and out. And that's the same thing we use to calm the nervous system in one way. You just hum, you sing, calm the vagus nerve. But I didn't realize that as a firefighter. I just thought that was a thing you did. You did tactical breathing to control your breathing. I didn't realize you did that also to control your nervous system. And so when we start talking nervous system, body first is less talking and more like physical things you do to reset this thing that we're in. And that's what we're doing all weekend on these trips. It's just practicing being together. And then look, it built the bond, you know, and it works. So if you guys want to be on the show, hit Matt up. He's actually our guy that if you want to be on the show, you're going to end up talking to Matt. He's the undercover detective. So, like, of course he's going to talk to the person, you know, bet you. But we actually are trying to...
Like, we want all first responders and even military. Anybody that's had some significant trauma. I'm not just even first responders.
People
victims of crimes, anything like that.
You were a CI? Who I talked to?
No. Like, yes, of course we'd love to talk to you. I don't really want to. We don't want any story that could get somebody hurt, obviously.
Yeah, we'll vet that.
It's not a current CI.
A recovering
Not
one.
an active undercover operation.
We'll just put them in blackface, you know how they do that, and we'll gargle their voice.
It's over. Time of death, 201. But anyway, hey y'all, as always, thank you for tuning in. Thank you guys. It's been an incredible weekend for us. And seriously, reach out. We've started this because we have a mission that's to help people. You know, we all made mistakes, and we are hell bent on making sure we can help other people not to make the same mistakes. And figure out how to make that happen.
Yeah, there you go. All right, next week, see you.